There's been movement at the station, David, over at Hyundai.
They're bringing out their N cars, and this one is the
I30 N. Part of that movement, David, has been the engine. And I think that and the gearbox are the biggest changes. Though there have been others, the biggest changes in this new facelifted model of the I30 N.
And in fact, the modern turbocharged engine gets a lot of torque, and it's up 39 Newton meters with 4 kilowatts extra power.
Which doesn't sound like a lot, but you can actually feel it. I reckon if we put these two together, this one and the previous one, there'd be a difference. Let's have a look under the bonnet.
We're talking here about a 2-litre turbocharged engine, which has
a bloody strut, David. It's got a strut.
Yeah, I always prefer it to hold it on their own.
That's quite a compact little power plant.
Yeah, it sneaks in there. It's just front-wheel drive. You can get it in a manual, but the automatic, well, the dual clutch, is both more efficient and faster.
How's your leg room?
Sorry, I struggled a little. Oh God, I can't get around. I can't get my body.
And you see, the seat is set for me, so that's my point.
Oh, okay, I had to squeeze in. This is pushing right up here.
David, you're a ham. You're a ham. What do you think of the seat fabric?
It's not bad. It's certainly not leather, and so
it's sort of a sportsy fabric that always reminds me a bit of a wetsuit. And they've gone for not red stitching, they've gone for blue stitching look.
It's understated in some ways, isn't it?
It is understated. Have you got air vents in the back?
This is clearly not made for people sitting in the back, except in a case of emergency and for a short trip.
I think it's made for you and your lovely to have a bit of a weekend away, but let's have a look at the front.
The layout is hot hatchish in a way, simple 2 dials, nothing great there. They're analogue. In the middle is the 4.2 inch typical screen, something around that thing.
Steering wheel buttons nice and neat.
Oh, and what's this? These are things that you've got to work out.
They're your special N controls. So one whips it into a special N mode, and the other one over on the left-hand side, that is for your normal drive modes.
10.25 inch, that's increase. It used to be 8 and a bit in previous models, but the layout is fairly traditional in many ways.
Couple of decent cup holders too.
Cup holders here are good, and they're really good big cup holders here in the doors.
The gear knob, David's got a lovely feel to it.
It has indeed, and it's got the blue sort of stripe here. Yeah. This is the colour that is associated with Hyundai's N cars.
It looks really smart. Separate air conditioning controls, nice face level vents, and what do you think of the surfacing?
Look, it's nothing special. It's a little bit hard in a way.
One thing that I thought was really strange is that the mirror is manual. I haven't seen one of those in years. The DCT is very easy to use, and I think that that's the great strength, something the i30 N doesn't have. It only comes out in a manual, as this did up until very recently. You can hear the engine revving just a smidgen.
It's a nice sound. It's a measured sound. It's not verbally or rough in one way. It's verbally, but it's certainly not lumpy.
You know you're in the eastern suburbs when there's a learner plate on a brand new Defender behind us. Now, I'm going to select drive mode. Look what's happened up here. It's gotten all angry, and the exhaust has opened up its second bivalve mode thingy. Oh, by Jove. Geez, that sounds absolutely extraordinary, and you can hear it shifting down, David. It's angry. It's angry with you, David. Why is it angry with you? I thought I was going to hit those people. The people are on the footpath. It's just turning into bloody hyacinth bucket. It's
a car that is made to go for track days. You're never going to enjoy it at its fullness on a public road within...
Well, the suspension, that's been fiddled with, hasn't it? It's been got at. Now, I didn't use very much power going around that very slow corner that was under the speed limit, and I could feel the front wheels shift under me as I was going around the corner here, trying to pull me around the corner faster than what the rest of the car wanted to go.
Alan, the big difference between this and, say, a WRX would be the fact that it has WRX all-wheel drive.
Absolutely right. And you can really notice that in the corners. We'll be going through one in a moment. Now, we've pulled out onto the freeway where I fancy this car was not designed to be. It was designed to be on a track. And I've got some of the driver aids, David. I've got steering, and I've got lane centering, and I've got lane departure. But you know what I don't have? Smart cruise control. If I put that cruise control on, it won't keep me a set distance from the car in front. Like going around this corner now, and it's steering itself, but not so strongly like some of those other cars that we've had.
It also centres very well. Hyundais are good at this.
I'm getting to the bit where there's some twists and turns and the rains come.
Good.
Well, it's good if it goes well. Now, I noticed on the freeway, oh, they've re-tarmacked this. Absolutely blindingly. Gosh, David. Not even, and we're going around this at the legal speed limit, and that corner was near 90 degrees. There's a few bumps and twists in that turn as well. Not a bit of it. It's not even blinking. I tell you what, Joyce, it's got a bit of poke.
And that's enjoyable. There's no question that that's enjoyable.
I have to say, I think it's more enjoyable from that seat.
Yes.
One thing that I've found with hot hatches is it doesn't matter who you are, but the second somebody else gets behind the wheel, the immediacy, it's not lost, but you feel like it's what's
out of
the
control.
word? Yeah, you do. You genuinely do.
Now this is where, if I could see properly, it's good for merging traffic, there's no question.
It's great for merging in traffic, but I mean the problem here is no one does the bloody speed limit. Here we are, David, on a highway. We're in only fifth, so pop it into not sport. Now, that's dropped back to sixth.
I'm doing 75 or so. I'll go up to 80.
That's still in sixth. Now it's in seventh.
Well, I just changed it into seventh.
Oh, did you? But we've got another one to go.
Yeah.
The steering on this i30 N is lovely.
It has that hot hatch sharpness to it.
Yeah.
That if you turn into a corner, which can mean that if you get a bumpy corner, then it'll react.
Oh, and I like that though. I like that. Well, it makes my bits jiggle, and I'm okay with that when I want my bits to jiggle, David. The problem I've got is most of the time I don't want them to jiggle. I just want a lovely, calm, quiet, cozy experience. My days of wanting to go around a track at Warp 10 are gone. I don't enjoy it.
I took it on a twisty section of road and found that it was relatively easy to feel good without getting near the speed limit or without breaking the speed limit. Whereas a real hot version car, you've got to watch like a hawk because it can so easily, with such a short burst of speed, take you to an illegal speed.
And that's certainly the case with this. A short burst and you're already over the speed limit. That's all this week from I think, one of Hyundai's best cars.
Oh, okay. It's certainly targeted at the hot hatch market.
It is, and it's an ever diminishing market. There's fewer and fewer people that buy hot hatches, but as always, David, it's come to that time where we hit like.
Leave a comment if you wish.
And or even if you don't wish, if it's not favourable, don't bother. But above all, hit over there to subscribe.